Sweet. Welcome back to Naked Exposure. So, yesterday I went out doing some photography with one of my friends, and originally I took out my Canon 81, my old trusty little little beast, and I had some HP5 shooting at 1600 ISO. Now, we kind of walked really far over the city and ended up at the other side. And when we were there, we decided, that I decided that I was gonna get some color film. So I went to Snappy Snaps just to hand some color rolls in, get them developed. And then, they had like a selection of film to choose from. And Fujifilm C200 is a film I've never shot before because it's never really caught my attention because I used Color Plus in the past and I thought that the results kind of looked really cheap from the colors. So obviously, because Fuji C200 is like Fuji's kind of equivalent to that, doesn't mean they're the same type of film, but they're both like the cheap options. I was kind of put off by it and I would never choose it. So I was like, I'm quite like tight on cash because I'm a student, so I was like, why not just shoot C200 now? So then I got some C200. We left the Snappy Snaps and they were like, come back in an hour and get your film, once it's processed and scanned. So I was like, happy days, cool. So we just thought, let's go to the botanical gardens. And that's when it kind of like clicked in my head. I was like, I've just made an excellent decision because I knew that C200 was really like, it was a very like, green toned film already, and greens really popped, and they were like emphasized a lot. So, so I knew that I was gonna get some cool shots, and I should include a lot of green. And obviously, botanic gardens have like so much green because it's just plants everywhere, and you've got like exotic stuff in greenhouses. So, yeah, I'm just gonna run through some of the images that I took with the C200 and kind of just give an overview, not a review, because one roll isn't a review. It's more just like an overview of my impressions of it, if you should shoot it, if it's value for money, which I think is quite obvious because how cheap it is. It's probably is pretty good value for money. But yeah, so I'm just gonna have a look at some of the images and just say what I think about them, and just so image number one. Now, this was my first time using Snappy Snaps for getting scans. I usually take it to a pro lab or do it myself, and I just thought, save some money, get Snappy Snaps to do it. And the first three pictures have lines across them due to the scanner, so I'm a bit like, it's not the best seeing that in your images. Accidents happen, I get that. I asked for enhanced scans because I knew that how low resolution a lot of basic labs do, so I asked for enhanced. Still quite low resolution, but it does the job. Anyway, to the actual images. So this first one, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The colors I think are quite cool. It shows you how green toned it is, just from the get go. Because even so, this was the like the greenhouse, glass house that we went into. And under that tree there's like this little pond with a couple fish in it, not many. And you can see even from that white that there's green tones to it. So that instantly shows you that this is going to be green. My original plan for this roll was to keep it for a week or two because I blast through film like no one's business and I spend too much money on it. But I thought, I'll keep this one for a while, and and I ended up shooting it all within an hour. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, this shot, okay, nothing to write home about. It's not centered. That kind of stresses me out a little bit. It could have been composed better. I really did try, but I think that the tree is actually not growing straight up. It's got a slight angle to it, so the angle to the building is also a bit off. Overall, okay. This shot, I actually really like this shot, but the line is way more prominent in this. And I think this is the one that is most prominent in, that's a bit of a deal breaker. And even with a spot tool removal, I can't get rid of that. So, I can scan myself, but, I'm using a flatbed. I'm not very good at color correction, so whatever. It's, but for C200 here, again, emphasizes greens, green tones, very nice vibe to it, It's maybe not the sharpest film I've ever used, but it doesn't need to be. I'd rather have nice colors and nice vibe than sharpness any day, and it suits perfectly to the environment I was in, I think. So I think I got really lucky, I got really lucky that I chose C200, and then it just turns out we're going to the Botanic Gardens 5 minutes afterwards. This shot, I like this shot. Now this is a nice shot. The greens and the browns work so well. I love the way the bokeh is rendered as well. So you have those green, the green flowers, and they seem to all be pretty well focused. And then it kind of just melts away into the roots and stuff, and the branches, and it looks really cool. I don't know, there's just something about the shot I really like, and just the greens are really, really nice, and the browns are quite, it kind of reminds me of Ektar a little bit, Ektar 100 by Kodak. It has that similar sort of vibe to it, but I think that's a nice shot. I do like that shot. As you can see though, that line, that's the last image with that line, but it has that line in it. God damn it. Doesn't matter. That's easier to clean up. I can clean that up quite easy. This was a picture that my friend took, Grant. I let him shoot. This was actually his first ever color shot, I think, on film. So, fair play to him. The bokeh, I was using this lens for these shots. The wide angle shots was Canon FD 28mm 2.8. So, just so you know. Let's see. Yeah, I like this one. I like these ones. Now, I haven't touched any of these images up, just to say. These are just straight what the lab gave me. If I was to post these anywhere, use them online or print them, I would touch them up a bit. Not much, just pull down. Add a bit of dehaze in Lightroom, because I think that kind of punches the colours a little bit. Add a bit of vibrancy. That's probably about it. But no, I like this, again. Focus is on the cactus at the top there. That's where it's sharpest. Kind of just melts down and meets into the other cactus. Nothing special, nothing to write home about, but I like the colours. Again, suits perfectly for what the situation is. The browns and the greens seem to go really well in this film, somehow. Yeah. I kind of wish I'd taken another one of, less depth of field to the shot, but it's a 200 speed film. The lighting, it was starting to get later in the day. I couldn't shoot at like f8 or anything. Not enough light was available. This shot's interesting because, I saw this family sitting on this bench, and I really wanted to take the picture, but it was quite a really small area we're in, and I knew they would just see me take the picture. But I just did it anyway, and people are obviously uncomfortable with people taking pictures of children. I think that's quite sad because a family picture, they were having a really nice little moment. I just thought, I'll take a picture of them, they look really cool. And I was looking through the viewfinder, and I was kind of just lining up the shot. I wasn't really looking at the guy directly, and just as I was about to click the shutter, he put his book or newspaper or whatever it is in front of his daughter's face, and then just looked me dead in the eye. And so if you look at his face up close, he's just looking me dead in the eye, and I didn't really see that he'd looked me in the eyes. I thought it was sort of a mistake at the time, until I obviously looked at the scans and saw that he was not happy with me. Very awkward situation, to be honest. But that's just the world we live in nowadays. People think everyone's got bad intentions when they have a camera, which isn't true. But on that door there, it says killer plants, because in that room it's like all the exotic sort of Venus flytrap stuff, or the little acid plants that flies go in and it just slowly devours it. Next shot, so this is the family on the other side afterwards. I saw them, this is in the killer plants room. I saw them sitting there, and I was like, might as well take another one. The guy, I was like, if he turns around and sees me take another picture of them, he's gonna get shirty. This one, I don't really like this shot, to be honest. Classic. I always take on a roll film at least one or two shots that's just bokeh-ness, because I rarely shoot color film because of how expensive it is for me to, the whole process. And I was just like, I love the Canon FD 50mm 1.4 that I have, so I shot this f2 just to really see what the bokeh was like. I actually don't think it looks very nice. It doesn't look very nice. First of all, I lost all the detail in the plant itself because the focus was so shallow, and the bokeh is just distracting. It's not nice. So bokeh shot was there. It was okay. I thought it would look more interesting. The colours would pop more. Doesn't do very well with reds, this film, which is to be expected, because as you can see, it's just green. Green, green, green. This one is nice. Simplistic shot. Easy. Green tones again. These were massive mirrors that just had even smaller like sections. So I'm guessing it was just to get more light onto certain plants. But there was just like a lot of reflections of yourself, and obviously with a 50mm, it's not zoomed in enough to be able to see that. But yeah, okay shot, simple. Yeah, so this image actually goes in two parts. So this is the first one, and the second one is this. So it's the the feet and the head, and nice, yeah. I like the way the glass and the lines of the place kind of like lead you round. The statue's looking off. It's got the same sort of vibe as the other statue, And the feet, I like the feet. I think I might like the feet more, this feet shot more than the other one. It's got, focus is right on that foot at the bottom there. So it's sharp, and then the back one's a bit darker. It looks a bit more dirty. It's a bit, out of focus. I don't know. It's okay. This shot didn't turn out anything like I'd hoped it would. So you probably can't see it, but there's a spider, on a web there, and I knew that would almost be impossible to pick up, especially on a 35mm negative. The detail's obviously not like that high, so you're not really gonna pick that up. But I just thought, I'll try and take a picture of the spider, see what the results are like. I think this was the 50mm again, and I kind of just wish I'd focused on that red flower because it was so beautiful and it was so nice, but it's completely out of focus. There's no detail to it, and I wish I'd kind of just, that would have been a nice shot with just that flower in focus and everything else blurred out. Learn from that shot. This, yeah, I'm a fan. Again, greens creeping in. Just these, you'll see a pattern here. Just greens. Cool statue. I knew that I would like this shot. I shot this at f5.6 at 125th of a second, and obviously ISO's 200. Like, I don't know, there's something about it. I really like the statue, and obviously this shot isn't anything crazy. It's just, it's not like some crazy composition, but I just like the windows in the background being quite steamed and dirty lines. There's light at the top, and then it kind of it's darker, and then you've just got that green at the bottom, and it goes with the whole green vibe of it altogether. Yeah, it's nice. Definitely use that for something. This shot didn't really go exactly to plan, because what I was really going for was there was an artist sitting on a bench, and he was either drawing or painting, I can't really remember, and it was nice. It was a nice little shot, and then I kind of saw this family coming round at the same time. My LED light's just gone off, oh well. This family were coming around, and I thought they would suit the vibe of the artist there. Just too much distraction, doesn't really have a point. Simplistic, nice, green, white, focused, pretty. I like that shot. Not a fan at all. That shot with the circle, the circle in the middle. There's no context. Also, next shot, nothing to write home about. Greens. Quite like that one. It's weird because this photo literally came out exactly how I imagined, and I've never shot this film stock before, but it came out literally how I imagined it would. Took it on the 28mm. The light was quite flat yesterday. It was a very flat day. There was quite a lot of clouds, so nothing was really popping. So I kind of knew it would have this muted green look to it. Is this LED able to go on? I think it's been overheated. This one's cool. This one's really cool. So it's funny because when I was taking this shot, there was about like three people around my age next to me, and one of them had like a little digital camera, and I was just eyeing up the shot, getting the focus right, getting the settings right, and then the people next to me were just started talking about film because they were obviously just trying to get me to join in a conversation, or and they were like, I wish I would shoot film, I've heard it's really cool and stuff. And then I literally snapped this shot, turned around, and I was like, you should shoot film. And then we just had a little like talk about it, because people that don't shoot film, they don't realize how easy and cheap it is compared to how they imagine. and how good like the quality is as well. Next shot, you know, simplistic, nice, quite good tones. I have to say, Snappy Snaps did a decent job with colors. Sharpness, really they didn't do the best job. And I know that it could have been me, but I know that some of these shots I shot like this, I'm pretty sure was at f5.6 or f8, and that really should have had everything in focus for how short of a distance everything was here. And when I focus in, zoom in, the sharpness isn't really there, but the colors are there, so that's the key point's done. Alright, my camera's still going. Please don't bail on me. Right, I don't know where it broke off. I think it broke off. We're just going to start the elevator shot. I've hardly got any storage left. Nice, good difference between the background and the foreground. And I think I'll just skip ahead to some of my favorite shots. This shot is really awesome. So this is Grant, the guy I went with yesterday. And yeah, I really just, I saw the green, I saw the line, you know, the path. And I was like, Grant, stand right there. Shot this at f2.8, saw the green, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to see what this film stock does. And it just nailed it. And the other shot as well, as they're quite soft, that one, but you know, I think it's nice. I think it's really cool. I don't really take many portraits that often on film, out and about in colour, so it was nice to get some more of those in my inventory. One of me, one that Grant took, another one of Grant, and then the last shot just to really sum up the day and, you know, take a picture of what the place we were in. And yeah, that's really it. Now, my verdict on like this Fuji C200 is that I really think people should give it a go. It's very easy to get hung up on Portra and Ektar and all the more expensive types of film, but this kind of proves to me that you don't really need it, especially 35mm. You know, it's the details never going to blow your mind with 35mm. And just save your money, put it towards better developing, scanning and color correction, and just get something that really suits your vibe. Think about the colors and the theme you're wanting to go for. But thank you for watching. Yeah, so if you liked it, like this video, comment if you have anything to say, and subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.